The sun rises over the New Mexico desert, casting long shadows across a modest but well-maintained bedroom. The walls are adorned with photographs of cattle drives, family portraits, and memories of a life spent under the open sky. James Cooper, 68, a weathered rancher with kind eyes and calloused hands, lies in bed. His breathing is labored. Beside him sits Thomas Redfeather, 70, a full-blooded Apache man with silver-streaked hair and a dignified presence. Thomas holds a cup of water, and there's a quiet intimacy between these two lifelong friends that speaks of decades of trust. James, voice weak but steady, you stayed. Thomas, with a slight smile, where else would I be? James, attempting to laugh, then coughing, with your grandchildren, your people, not watching an old fool breathe his last. Thomas, you are no fool, James Cooper. You are my brother. James reaches out, and Thomas takes his hand. The grip is weak, but the gesture is profound. James the first need to talk about Michael. Thomas's expression shifts. He knows what's coming. A conversation they've both anticipated for months, perhaps years. Thomas, he is a good boy. Strong heart. James, he's 14. He's lost his mother. He's confused. He's angry at me for being sick, even though he knows better. He's angry at God. He's angry at the world. Thomas, this is normal. Grief makes boys into warriors before they're ready. James, gripping Thomas's hand tighter. The doctors say I have maybe 3 weeks. For if I'm lucky, I've made my arrangements. The ranch will go into a trust, managed by my brother in California. Good man, but he doesn't understand this land. He doesn't understand Michael. Thomas, what are you asking me, my friend? A long pause. James struggles with the weight of what he's about to say. James, I'm asking you to stay. I'm asking you to help raise my son, to teach him the things I won't have time to teach him. The land, the animals, how to be a man with integrity, how to face the hard things without flinching, how to carry grief without letting it destroy you. Thomas, quietly, your brother will not allow this. James, with determination, my brother doesn't know Michael. You do. You've known him since the day he was born. You taught him to ride. You told him stories of your people. You showed him how to track, how to read the land, how to find water in the desert. You showed him what it means to be connected to something bigger than himself. Thomas, James, I am Apache. Your brother is. He will see this differently. James, meeting his eyes. You're also the most honorable man I know. You're also the man my wife trusted with Michael before she died. Do you remember? She asked you to watch over him. She saw something in you that I see in you, a steadiness, a wisdom, a love that doesn't need explanation. Thomas looks away, his jaw tightening with emotion. Thomas, if I do this, I must do it fully. I cannot be a visitor. I cannot be a guest. The boy will need to know that I am committed, that I will not disappear when things are difficult. James, nodding, then stay. Live here. Make this place your home. My will stipulates that you have a right to the guest house as long as you wish. My brother can't touch that. It's already done. I put in years ago in case. Thomas, in case you needed me. James, in case I needed you. Silence fills the room. Outside, a rooster crows. The day is beginning. Thomas, what will you tell Michael? James, considering the truth, that I'm not afraid of dying, but I am afraid of him facing the world without someone who understands him, someone who will push him but won't abandon him, someone who carries the strength of ancient people in their bones. Thomas, standing slowly, then we should wake him. We should tell him together. The kitchen is simple but warm. There's a pot of coffee on the stove, and the smell of fresh bread. Michael, 14, sits at the table in a hoodie despite the warm morning. He looks tired, dark circles under his eyes. His father sits across from him, and Thomas stands by the counter. Michael looks wary, sensing something important is happening. James, gently, come here, son. Sit with us. Michael, defensive, what's going on? Are you? James, I'm still here. But we need to talk about what comes next. Michael's face hardens. He's been dreading this conversation. Michael, I'm not going to live with Uncle Robert in California. I don't care what you're planning. James, with a slight smile, no. You're not. Michael looks surprised. Michael, what do you mean? James, glancing at Thomas. Thomas and I have been talking, and I've made some arrangements. Thomas is going to stay here. He's going to live in the guest house, and he's going to help run the ranch. More importantly, Michael, he's going to be here for you. Then back at James. What do you mean? Here for me. Thomas, stepping forward, his voice calm and clear. It means that when your father is gone, I will be your guardian. Not instead of him in memory, but in his place in the world. I will teach you what he would teach you. I will hold you accountable. I will listen when you need to speak. I will push you when you need to be pushed. But I will not abandon you. Michael's eyes fill with tears, though he tries to hide it. Michael, voice cracking, you don't have to do that. I'm fine. I can. James, interrupting gently, you don't have to be fine. That's the point, son. You can be angry. You can be scared. You can be whatever you need to be. But you won't be alone. Thomas will be here. And he's a better man than I am. He's wiser. He understands things about life that took me decades to learn. Michael, to Thomas, what about your family? Your grandchildren? Thomas, sitting down, they are in Oklahoma now. They have their own lives. My daughter says I should find purpose beyond grief. She says this is a great purpose. Michael, struggling, then quietly, I don't want him to go. James reaches across the table and places his hand on Michael's. James the first no. But this is how you'll know he doesn't go. He stays. The landscape is painted in shades of orange and red. Michael and Thomas are mending a fence together. Michael is working hard, his movements becoming more confident. Thomas watches him, offering corrections not with criticism but with suggestions. There's a growing ease between them. Thomas, observing Michael's work, your grip is too tight. The wire will slip through your fingers if you fight it. Work with it, not against it. Michael adjusts his grip. The next section comes together smoothly. Michael, with a small sense of accomplishment, better? Thomas, much better. They work in companionable silence for a while. Michael, eventually, did my dad ask you to do this? To specifically teach me things like fence mending? Thomas, setting down his tools. He asked me to teach you to be a man. A man knows many things. He knows how to build and how to fix. He knows when to work hard and when to rest. He knows the value of honest labor. These things your father knows well. He wanted you to know them too. Michael, sitting down on the fence. I'm angry at him, you know. I know I shouldn't be, but I am. He's leaving me. Thomas, sitting beside him. This anger is not disrespect. It is love. When we love someone, we are angry that they must go. This is natural. Michael, did you feel this way? When people died? Thomas, looking at the sunset. When I was your age, my father died in an accident with horses. I was angry for 3 years. I was angry at him for being careless. I was angry at the horses. I was angry at God. I was angry at the unfairness of the world. Michael, what changed? Thomas, nothing changed about his death. It remained unfair. But I came to understand that my anger was proof of my love. And my love did not die with him. It lived in how I treated others. How I kept his lessons alive. How I became the man he would have wanted me to be. Michael absorbs this, wiping his eyes. Michael, will you really stay? Even when it gets hard. Even when I'm difficult. Thomas, with absolute certainty. Michael, I have weathered 70 years of difficulty. I have survived things that should have broken me. I have learned that the most important thing in this world is to stand by those we love, especially when it is hard. Your father gave me his most precious thing, you. This is not something I take lightly. 1 week has passed. James is noticeably weaker now. Michael sits on the edge of his bed, holding his father's hand. Thomas stands in the doorway, giving them privacy, but staying close. James, with difficulty, thank you. Michael, not understanding, for what? James, for being brave, for letting Thomas in, for understanding that this isn't about me leaving you. It's about me making sure you're never truly alone. Michael, struggling to maintain composure. I'm scared, Dad. I'm scared I'll forget you. I'm scared I'll forget what your voice sounds like. James, with effort, speaking more clearly. Then let me tell you something, and you can replay these words whenever you need to. You are my greatest achievement. Not the ranch. Not the cattle. Not anything else I've built. You are the best thing I've ever created. And you are going to be extraordinary. You're going to be kind like your mother. You're going to be strong like the land that raised you. You're going to be wise. That part you'll learn from Thomas. And you're going to look back on this moment and realize that this isn't where your life ended. This is where your real life began. Michael is openly crying now. Michael, voice breaking, I love you, Dad. James, with his last reserves of strength, I love you too, son. More than anything. Thomas steps into the room. James looks at him and nods slightly, a gesture of trust and gratitude. Thomas places his hand on Michael's shoulder. Thomas, to Michael, your father needs to rest now. Tomorrow we will check on the north pasture. There is much to teach you about reading the land. Michael hugs his father one more time, carefully, aware of his fragility. Then he stands and walks to Thomas, who places his arm around the boy's shoulders. Together, they leave the room, but Thomas turns back and meets James's eyes one final time. A nod passes between them, the agreement between two men who understand what it means to love deeply. 3 days have passed. The funeral is over. Now, only Michael and Thomas stand before James Cooper's grave. The sky is pale with the early morning light. Michael holds a handful of soil. Michael, standing frozen, I don't know what to do now. Thomas, standing beside him, neither do I truly. But we will learn together. Michael, turning to him, why did you agree to this? You could have said no. You could have lived your life without taking on a troubled teenager. Thomas, looking at the grave, then at Michael, because your father taught me something I should have learned long before. He taught me that family is not always blood. Sometimes family is choosing to stand beside someone and saying, I am here. I will not leave. Your father chose this for me years ago when your mother was alive. He chose it again when he asked me to stay. And I choose it now, standing here, looking at his grave, and knowing that the best way to honor him is to be the man he believed I could be for you. Michael places the soil on his father's grave. Michael, okay. We'll figure it out together. Thomas, placing his hand on Michael's shoulder, together. The ranch is alive with activity. Michael, now visibly more mature and confident, works alongside Thomas. They move with the rhythm of men who have learned to work as a team. Michael sits on a horse with ease now, his posture straight, his movements assured. Thomas rides beside him, pointing toward the horizon. Thomas, as they ride, your father would be proud. You have learned much in 6 months. Michael, with a genuine smile, I had a good teacher, and a good father who made sure I'd have one. Thomas, with satisfaction, yes. This is how love works. It does not end. It transforms. Your father's love lives on through what you become. They ride toward the sunrise, 2 figures, one old, one young, moving across the desert together, bound by grief transformed into purpose, by a promise kept, by the understanding that family is built not just in moments of joy, but in the commitment to stay through the hard times. Michael, 19, returns home from college for the summer. Thomas, 75, greets him on the porch. They embrace like father and son. The ranch has flourished under their care. Behind them, a photograph of James Cooper hangs in the window, watching over the home he left behind. Michael, looking around, I missed this place. I missed you. Thomas, with pride, and I missed you. But you did well at school. Your father would be proud. Michael, quietly, he is proud. And so am I, proud of what you did, of what you chose to do. I wanted you to know that. Thomas, smiling softly, this is all I needed to know. They stand together, looking out at the land as the sun sets, the past and future connected by a bond stronger than death, forged in a rancher's final request and kept by a faithful friend.